Hello everyone. It says there's only one person watching and that might be me on another account, but it's already been like 2 minutes since I started the stream, so I'm not gonna wait any longer. So if you're watching this back later, welcome to the stream. I'm going to be entirely frank right now. I may have messed this up already. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. But basically, I didn't look into what was going to be in this update, and I wasn't sure if there was actually new story for the 3rd anniversary. Oh, hello! Thank you for joining. As I was saying, I'm not entirely sure what's in this update, and I may have already messed up this stream, because I ended up going through. I'll go ahead and move on over here. So I basically already logged in and looked through stuff because I wasn't entirely sure if there was new anniversary story content. And I ended up like starting it and it was like with like the gang doing whatever. And I was like, no, and I exited out. So let's hope that didn't just like completely delete the like story, or we're just not gonna ever find that out if me backing out didn't fix that. How am I doing today? A little frantic, but not bad. Just a little scrambled, but definitely not bad. I'm doing fine today. How are you doing today? I'm hoping for more people to get in here, but it's fine if it's a relatively small stream. Oh, I do have a dilemma. Well, there's not that many people in here. So basically, they did like for the anniversary, they did like echo deals, and I was re-getting my I forgot to re-get my thing. That would have helped. I meant to do that earlier. And I was re-getting my thing, but so now I ended up caving to the deal because I was like, oh, that's a deal. And so I have these echoes, and so I wasn't gonna get Mary's skin, but it's like, well, now I don't know, because that's pretty much there, and it's really pretty. So like, I don't know if I should save them or if I should get Mary's skin, because I already have Archduchess. But like, ooh, Mary's skin, you know? We'll see. I really am trying to not spend money, but we'll see. That's just a thought. We'll think on it. No, but I really have no idea how big this is or anything. I was just like, oh, well, I've been streaming all the anniversary content, so if there's anniversary content, I need to stream again. So, we'll see, I guess? Okay. This was what popped up before, so thankfully I didn't skip it and delete it. The story of Orion's adventures through Runo Continent ends here. The characters and details of the story got me thinking. Oh wait, what's the... Hello? Oh, there we are. Okay. It lagged really weird and like would not go to the next thing. So what do you think, Mr. Inference? Have you found your answer? DM shuts his sketchbook and questions me in a provocative tone. I am here. Hello. Welcome to the stream. The story is full of intriguing details, and the plot and characters prove Zanadia is indeed someone who weaves her life and experience into her stories. For example, the halfling hunter hangs up a dead fox as decoration, and Zanadia would hang foxes in her room too. And it was to help her concentrate? Everyone chuckles lightheartedly. She was a free spirit. We know the good ones correspond to the Asimir, I remembered that I didn't know how to say this. Asimir and Deva. But from the story, we learned that the Asimir was secretly working for the Necromancer, and there was an exchange of potions between them. So if we compare it with reality, are the good ones linked to DM in any other way? What does the potion represent in real life? Probably poison, knowing these people. Lastly, we have the half-elf knight. The half-elf was the first to betray me. Why would Zanadia give the half-elf an ending like that? Miss Goodwin coughs. It's just a novel. Don't take it seriously. Of course, I'm just making guesses along the lines of the novel. Please don't mind me, Miss Goodwin. I just said that you're super fake and probably evil. Don't take anything bad by it. Suddenly, the strong winds blow open the window, and the portrait above the fireplace thuds against the ground, accompanied by the crisp sound of glass shattering. All the lights flicker out, and someone's dead! Pastor's gaze immediately shoots towards the fireplace. I curiously follow his gaze. Turns out that one of the tear catchers has fallen to the ground. A tear catcher used for mourning the dead is broken. This is a bad omen. Mr. Inference, look! Every time I've done truth, her voice has changed. I lean closer to smell a familiar chemical odor. It's very close in smell to the datura on the sketchbook. Obviously, it didn't contain tears. It must be extremely caustic to corrode the fabric with just that drop. Everyone cautiously takes a step back. A tear catcher that isn't filled with tears? Did someone swap them? For safety's sake, I put on a pair of gloves, cut off the piece of cloth, and place it in a vial I carry with me. 'Cause I just carry vials with me. I'm cool like that. There were 8 tear catchers from the memorial. Besides Lady Truth and I, those tear catchers should belong to everyone else present here. Pastor, were you the first to react just now? So is this yours? It isn't mine. Gosh, I'm so excited. He's my favorite to voice. Oh, then whose is it? I don't know. He kisses the necklace on his chest and falls silent. Pastor's response is very short and his gaze is quite evasive. I'm skeptical about his answer. Lying's a sin! We'll pressure him! That tear catcher chattered at just the right time when I mentioned Necromancer's potion. That's not the voice. I don't know what's going on. Let's redo that one. Retake. That tear catcher shattered at just the right time when I mentioned the Necromancer's potion. The potion in the novel was shattered too. Dim intentionally walks over to Zenadia's portrait. Why'd you give him that accent? Which one? All of them? Because I only have a couple of voices, and these are the ones that I can do to not very high success. Oh, Zenadia, all of this was destined, right? What are you trying to imply? If you haven't seen the prior streams, none of this is gonna make any sense. I'm sure people are just coming in and leaving because they didn't watch the other ones. Dim's display makes me feel more certain that there's something strange about the tear catcher, and there are still unsolved mysteries in the novel. I decided to gather more information from everyone. Alright, who are we gonna talk to? Our one and only option. Miss Goodwin, is this yours? The character voices are amazing. I'm glad you like them. No, it isn't my tear catcher. Who do you think it belongs to? Or did you see anything unusual earlier? She shakes her head and seems rather flustered. Such a coincidence makes me think that perhaps someone did so intentionally. It's very likely that someone will point their finger at me. Oh, what makes you say so? 'Cause you're guilty? Based on its smell, it should be some kind of drug, and it's very similar to the drug that I carry. 'Cause I just carry drugs on me. You want some? She removes a vial by her waist, opens it, and motions for me to smell it. Is this Datura? No, they are quite similar in smell, but you'll notice the difference if you smell it carefully. Here, get a big whiff! What drug is this? It's made from a special type of fern. This drug is of great significance to me, as it once helped our hospital get through a special period. You sound really suspicious right now, man. A special period. It was the outbreak. During the outbreak, all our attempts failed, and so we had no choice but to adopt leech therapy. That was also the source of the controversy. I'm sure you know what happened after that. Zenadia used it as material in her novel, and our hospital was enveloped in a scandal. But you managed to control the outbreak, right? Indeed, it was a coincidence. A special doctor visited our hospital and introduced us to the experimental drug. He suggested we stop using leech therapy and use his drug instead. Fortunately, it was the correct decision. The children's condition improved and the outbreak was brought under control. Oh, my cat's at my door. Classic Ginger entry. We can't have a stream without Ginger. Okay, let me let her in. Come on Piggy. Classic Ginger. Somebody's gonna ask for a cat reveal again, I know it. I always get asked for a cat reveal. Maybe one day. I'll monetize it, really. I'll make it a big thing. Give me money! Look at my cat! Yeah? Hello, Winge. She's a sweetheart. She's gonna hang out with us. It's not really the same because I don't have a camera, so you guys can't see her, but she's here. She's hanging out. Just trust me, bro. If they really are the same drug, wouldn't those highly corrosive properties affect the children? Think of the children! Mr. Inference, there's nothing to worry about. This drug isn't corrosive. Hey, Ginger. She's here. Nothing will beat the stream that she got her claw stuck in my PC tower while I was mid-stream. Oh, she's not the brightest bulb. I love her, though. There were some short-term side effects from this drug. The children became very quiet. Quiet? What do you mean by quiet? Did they just die? Some drugs can cause drowsiness, but that may not necessarily be an adverse reaction. She answers me ambiguously. So could I ask what that special doctor was, or who, not what? I cannot avoid being reminded of Zenatia's novel. The necromancer gave the potion to the Aasimar. I think it's DM. Was there such a relationship between Miss Goodwin and DM? But how did Zenatia find out? It's always DM. It's always his fault. Ginger, what are you doing? Stop. She avoids answering again. Hi, sorry I missed your last couple of streams. Oh, nothing I say in this one's gonna make any sense. I'm so sorry. They're still up if you want to rewatch them, but basically, we're just playing the anniversary event. It's kind of wild. She knows a lot about drugs. Yeah, I know. Elsa Goodwin, do you want to be my dealer? That question goes beyond the limits of my authority, but I do know very little about him. All I know is he hails from a mysterious family, and it seems that family is closely linked to a type of fern. That's all I can tell you, and it's all I know. After the scandal at the Children's Hospital, did you still maintain contact with Zenatia? Let me stress this again. We ceased all contact with her. All of us, we stopped talking to her. Her tone suddenly becomes firm. I don't know if she's getting impatient or trying to hide something. She pauses for a moment and returns to her neutral attitude from before. According to my knowledge, she had some other business to attend to. It was about her husband. The accident her husband was in? I didn't know what exactly happened at the time, so I was focused on getting through the scandal, and so I also missed the tragedy that occurred to her later on. Her tone gradually eases, and she gazes at Zenatia's portrait. Miss Goodwin, may I ask which tear catcher is yours? She picks up a vial with a scalpel pattern on it. I almost just started using the mercenary voice for everyone. Is weed legal in the manor? I don't know, it's like the 1800s. Was weed legal in the 1800s? Okay, so many things were legal in the 1800s. They were probably doing things worse than weed. Zenatia was someone with her own ideals and principles. If I wasn't a doctor in the children's hospital at the center of the scandal and just an ordinary person, maybe I would have been on her side. Sometimes it's impossible to get the best of both worlds. You get the best of both worlds. I can't sing. I'm sorry. So, you feel regretful? Amid her long pause, I got the answer I wanted. Thank you for sharing. I don't remember what his voice was. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Hello, Mr. Goodwin. May I ask? Keep that thing away from me. I don't know. We'll go with it. He seems rather upset, and he only eases up once I put the vial away. I just want to know if this is your tear catcher. It isn't mine. Let me ask you a different question. Dang, you don't gotta get so offended. I was just asking about the tear catcher. Is the decision to treat the infection with that drug in the end, was it yours? I butchered that sentence. Am I on the drug? No. Then it was Miss Goodwin. Did you ever consider that it may pose a risk to the children? I don't know. You don't know? Or you didn't stop her? Why does Emil look like that? I don't know. I think he looks pretty dapper. They're given like... He's given like Frankenstein a little bit. I kind of like it. I wish these were the skins in the game. Although, if you... Okay, so if you were here for my last stream, you know how much we love Tribben the Halfling so much. I found out... That's like an actual skin. I was joking about it. I didn't realize that that's like a B tier in the essence. I'm saving my B tier unlock for Tribben the Halfling. And we're gonna do a Tribben stream, or a Tribben video at some point, because it's Tribben, the greatest character in Identity V. I did not realize that was an actual skin. And we're gonna do Tribben content for sure at some point. If I don't pull him, I'm using my B tier unlock on it. She didn't do anything wrong. Her decision was right. It's obvious that he's very protective of her and will refuse to let anyone doubt her. But have you ever considered the risk your protection would bring to her? Risks, indeed. He glances at his wife with concern. Elsa Goodwin takes his hand and comforts him with a nod. Only then does he relax. The Eskin in his shop, why must I be tempted? Oh, yeah, so, okay, so here's the thing. I wanted to do, like, trying out, Aeroplanus, but I don't have the clues for it, and I'm not gonna spend echoes, so we're not gonna play him yet. He'll be a later date. We may just, I don't know what we'll do after this. We'll see what the stream comes to after this finishes. Half the time this takes up, like, half of the stream, so we'll see. Mr. Inference, Isaac usually fully respects my decisions, so the hospital's management is my own personal choice and has nothing to do with him. If you wish to continue investigating the tear catchers, then I can tell you that this is Isaac's tear catcher. Both of ours have the same pattern on them. I noticed the vial in his grasp. It does have a scalpel pattern on it. Tribben skin? Yes, I want it so badly. I'm absolutely using my B tier on it if I don't pull it. Tribben's the greatest. I got Tribben skin yesterday and thought of this. I'm gonna get the Tribben skin. Tribben is the greatest Identity V character. Alright, I had no ill intent. I hope you understand. Oh no. Speak of the devil. It's Tribben! From the game we just played. It's your turn, paranormal detective. May I know if this is your vial? The shattered vial is obviously not mine. This is mine. He produces an empty vial. He didn't cry at all. He has no remorse. It's empty. Obviously, I'm not one for tears, and I don't know Zanadia. I'm just here to play Tribben. I need a soundboard so I can do like a laugh track when I just say like stupid things. Or like cheering. Who do you think it belongs to? Mr. Inference, have you noticed the tear catcher was placed right below the portrait? If it was the wind that shook the portrait and broke the tear catcher, why do the others remain completely unharmed? Paranormal detective's word makes me think. Mr. Inference is a really bad detective. I walk over to the portrait and I notice a broken cotton thread at the bottom of its back. Besides that, the other tear catchers are placed quite a distance from the edge of the fireplace, so they wouldn't be affected even if the portrait were to fall. Did someone deliberately tie the vial and portrait together? So when the portrait falls, the thread will break and the vial will fall? That's crazy. I continue searching along the back of the portrait. You know, you would think a detective would notice that right away. I'm not trying to be like a Mr. Inference hater or anything, but I'm just saying he's not a very good detective. Sure enough, I noticed a long thread going all the way up to the ceiling and extending to the window, and the window isn't locked. Whoa, that's crazy. I've realized that I have not been like checking my stream health at all. Hopefully it's streaming well and the sound is good and all that. I don't know. I was very frazzled when I started this stream. Looks like it was intentional, but why did the person go to such lengths? Have you discovered something new, Mr. Inference? Nothing special. Just, you know, the whole string contraption. I decided against alarming them and continue observing their reaction. Oh, good. Goody, DM. Mr. Inference, have you found out who it belongs to? Why do these people still hang out with DM? Why do you still go to events that DM also goes to? Have you not learned? I've ruled out the people I've asked so far. Everyone has a reason to pretend when their self-interest is at stake. They will never admit it themselves. He needs coffee, yeah. So is this your tear catcher? Jib glances at me with ridicule. Maybe you should ask the others. He refuses to answer me, so I must find a way to make him talk. I'll threaten him! But let me ask you a different question. Why did you show me Zenadia's report before the game began? And you even did it so tactfully. Do you suspect someone here murdered Zenadia? You finally asked the right question, Mr. Inference. I don't know what kind of pressure the police... Oh, my cat jumped off the chair next to mine and it slammed into my desk. I'm sorry if that was loud on the mic. I don't know what kind of pressure the police were faced with to make them close the case so hastily by ruling it a suicide, but according to the report, her cause of death was a type of drug. Seen a lot of Tribun in chat. Yes! Tribun. That drug is one of the projects I gave up on researching, but let me be clear, it was only ordinary experimental research. I didn't want to, kill anyone. In the early stages of research, the structure of the drug remained unstable, and when consumed in large quantities, it may induce hallucinations and even kill the mice. Coincidentally, this drug has an almost identical smell to the deterrent that Zenadia often uses to increase her concentration. If the two aren't placed together without any marks, then they're very easy for ordinary people to mix up. I would never allow a failed experiment to enter the market, so Zenadia would have never had the chance to get her hands on it, unless someone with access to it gave it to Zenadia. Do you suspect... I can't talk. Do you suspect the people who handled the drug gave it to Zenadia? Mr. Inference, there's nothing to be surprised about. Ordinary people would never be able to gain access to it, but it's nothing surprising in medical trials. I supply raw materials to numerous pharmaceutical companies. So, this guy's a pharmacist. That explains a lot. And a drug like this is just one of them. So, even you don't know who handled the drugs that killed Zenadia. I trust your word. Only those closest to her know about her habits. You're one of the people close to Zenadia too. So, could it be you? What do you think? That's not a good way to respond if somebody's asking if you've killed someone. I would be like, I think I need a lawyer. His eyes narrow and he awaits my answer with this spurious grin on his face. I've never heard of that word, but I'm gonna start using it. And I provoke him. If the drug responsible for Zenadia's death is your drug, then I'm afraid the situation won't look very good for you, DM. I can tell you right away that I didn't kill Zenadia, nor do I have any proof to say otherwise. He opens his palms and raises his hands as if telling me he's innocent. OMG, wait, there's more now? Yeah, so my thing was, I didn't actually know what was going to be in this update, and then I started playing and I didn't see any, notifications that there was more, and I got really scared because I had banked on there being more for tonight's stream, and then I tried to start it, and then I was like, oh, no, there's more, and then, I backed out, and I was scared, I maybe accidentally skipped the whole thing, but thankfully not. I don't know why there wasn't a notification that there was more on the game itself, at least not for me. So, I don't blame you for not knowing. Then allow me to tell you something else. The drug spilled on the ground here is the same failed drug from my research. Yeah, I had deduced that, thank you. Are you certain? I am. Did you do this on purpose? You're one malicious guy, honestly. Aren't you a famous detective? That's what I'm saying. You'll have to ask the vial for the answer. I just thought they added week 3 rewards. Yeah, I was like nervous because I didn't think they would add more, but they did. Miss Succubus, may I know if this file belongs to you? I don't remember the voice for, her. Unfortunately, this tear catcher isn't mine. I think it was something like that. I don't know. Unfortunately? Did you want to kill her? Has its presence not flustered everyone? Although it's very interesting, I'm sorry to say that it doesn't belong to me. Who do you think it belongs to? Why does it have to be the living people here? Are you of the same mind as DM? You think Zanadia arranged for the vial to break? Miss Succubus, this isn't a novel. Perhaps that's a reminder she left for you. This is her second reminder to you. That's kind of just turning into the voice I'm using for psychologist. Whatever, there's too many characters. May I know what her first reminder was? It was in the novel, of course. Princess Lucia showed herself when Orion was about to return to Castle Umbra, and warned him against doing so. I remember that scene. Is there a deeper meaning to it? It's more than just a reminder to you. It's a reminder to herself. A few years ago, Zanadia found my home while searching for creative material. At that time, she chose to live alone in order to escape her husband. Although she was far from the abuse, she was still in great pain. Pain doesn't just go away because the source of it has been cut off. It merely feels like it's alleviated. This made her seem quite interesting to me. Those are her private affairs, so how do you know about it? Did you think she was the only one taking inspiration from me? Unfortunately, interesting people and things never last long. I read that weird. I'm sorry. In the end, I realized that she was the same as everyone else. She had nothing new besides the usual stuff. So I asked her to leave. Perhaps leaving like that was no different than being kicked out and humiliated. It was humiliating? I got all ties with her and refused to meet her again. She was boring, so I hated her. Honestly, kind of respect it. This went on until I received a letter from her 2 years ago. She said that those commendable and novel things have occurred once more. What kind of things? She shared the good news of her husband's death with me. Although she seemed devastated in the obituary. I'm so dumb right now. Although she seemed devastated in the obituary published in the papers, I know it was only done to maintain a good public image. She even told me that her husband's death may not be wholly an accident because she found a vial of drug while sorting through his belongings. A drug again? Does seem to be like the common thread. In the letter, she called the drug Delphi. Is it Delphi or Delphi? I heard it both ways. I normally say Delphi, but then I took a religions class, and there was like the Oracle of Delphi. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll say Delphi. And it's made from a special fern. She surmised that Delphi I may have just said the other one that I said I wouldn't say. Look, I don't know, guys. I'm gonna switch. Just don't question it. I'm bad with language. Succubus is a girl boss? Yeah. She was like, you're boring, get out. Oh, you're not in pain anymore? Get out of my house. This game is obsessed with drugs. It really is. Don't even get me started on how much I hate all the stupid things. They're not canon to me. The hunters are hallucinations. That's not real. Even if Identity 5 comes out and directly says all of the hunters are hallucinations, no, they're not. Not to me, they're not. That doesn't make any sense. Some of them are literal dead people. What? Like, what? No. Alright. Some of them are literal gods. Like, no. I'm so over it. Sorry. Responsible for her husband's death. Delphi? Or Delphi? I'm not sure. I recall the Easter egg I discovered in the crossword puzzle. The word made from the points of the intersection between the blocks was Delphi. Wait, you mentioned that this drug, Delphi, was made from a fern as well? Indeed. The drug used to cure the infection in the children's hospital was made from a fern as well. Is this a coincidence? She was certain of her judgment and was determined to search for clues on the drug. I tried to dissuade her in my reply. Why? At the end of the day, she didn't love her husband, so why bother investigating? She has nothing to prove to me anymore. identity 5 inconsistent. Yeah, okay, so as I understand it, basically the survivors are being drugged. Only some of them, though, sometimes, I guess. And that causes the hallucinations of the hunters, but it's actually the other players, but that doesn't make any sense. Because I know there's hunter counterparts, but that doesn't make sense because they would be in the same game or in... It's a whole thing. It's so... Why would you say hunters are hallucinations when some are survivors? Well, yeah. So it's like... I always thought that the survivors get turned into hunters, and I don't have any problem with hunters being like kind of metaphorical in their like appearance, but they're physically real. Like, they're not hallucinations. Like, that's such a dumb lore thing. I hate it. I hate everything about it. Because I've always thought it was like magic. Or like of some kind. Magic makes it sound like more pleasant, but like sorcery, like it doesn't make, the drugs don't make any sense. I have no problem with the survivors being drugged to enhance their fear of the situation, but they are not hallucinating the hunters as they look. Because what I don't understand is, how do you explain the hunters' mechanics? Because, okay, so Mary's a hallucination, then why is her mirror damaging you? Or, like, for example, Axe Boy's souls. Or, like why are they damaging you if they're not real? Is it, like, confusion? Are you hitting yourself in confusion? Or, like, when it's their stuff that's not, like, physically them? Because if they're it doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. It's not. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. I hate it. It's the worst lore thing Identity 5 could have done. I would have taken It Was Just a Dream over They Were Hallucinations. And I'm dead serious about that. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I will talk, if you get me on specific tangents, I will go off on them for a long time. And I had not prepared to go on this, so I may have some information wrong or not be vocalizing my points as well as I would like. But all I'm saying is that it's bad, and if you gave me some time to prepare, I could absolutely go on like a more educated rant about why it's so stupid and convoluted and contradictory. Also, I really don't like how they use it in a lot of the characters' stories because, like, for example, okay, so I'm really into Group 3, which is Aesop, Victor, Ganjing, and Annie, supposedly. I think it was pretty much confirmed now. And it bugs me because they, like, will use the drugs as, like, a cop-out to just get characters killed. And Aesop is my favorite character. Let me preface this with saying that Aesop is my favorite character, but sometimes the way that they do the lore is just so weird. Because it was, like, it's a whole thing. The manor is also supposed to be a timeless place, as I understood. Yeah, I thought it was like a purgatory. I don't think anyone at NetEase has ever done drugs if they think drugs could physically transform. Okay, or like think about like teleport. Like, I guess the hallucination could just pop up, but how would it be a physical person? Cause they like to spout it as the hallucinations of hunters are just the survivors. Like, they're actual people, so, like, the people are there, and it's just, like, they're hallucinating each other to be these big monsters in their hunter form, I think, but that doesn't make any sense with the actual gameplay. Or characters like Robbie, Mary, like, characters that are dead. Their counterparts are dead. So how would they be there physically unless they were actually magically reanimated? It's a whole thing. I'm getting off on my tangent. But basically, it's just a horrible, horrible writing thing. And I just don't like, I don't like when it's used to just make characters violent for no reason. Like, that was what I was trying to go off on my, like, Game 3 tangent. I hate that it's, like, it's just such forced conflict when you could actually write in something better than, oh, well, they were all getting along fine, so let's give one of them drugs. Like, no. it just doesn't make sense. It seems like they just hire a bunch of different writers and they'll just put anything in the game. Like there's no, it's so strange. It's very strange. It's like there's no, they don't have any like masterful lore chart. Like with this Time of Reunion and Ashes of Memory stuff, I'm pretty sure it's contradicted itself as well. Like, not even with the main game, but just with itself a couple of times. Like, I don't know what's going on in this game. I elect to ignore it. Okay, sorry. Tangent. I will continue this story, or we're gonna be stuck here forever. After all, they are still husband and wife from the perspective of most people. But she isn't most people. Did you keep in touch after that letter? Not at all. She was boring again, so I hated her. Time to play a new character. I'll be back in a bit. Have fun. Are you getting as S tier? Did you ever decide, Jimin? If you want to get Aeroplanist or Gravekeeper's S tier? She quietly takes one of the remaining tear catchers and holds it in her grasp. What a pity. Such an interesting person is gone. You just called her boring. You were just like, she was boring. The succubus falls into deep thought. Oh, good. Tuberos, did you drop this vial? Of course not. This is mine. He gracefully raises a tear catcher and sniffs it at the tip of his nose. I'm not hydrated enough to do the Zach voice. Hold on. Gonna drink my watered down Dr. Pepper, not sponsored. Can you smell that? I was invited by the Count to investigate the datura which Zanadia was so fond of using, and now my hand is covered in the smell of datura. Succubus is just like me. Hypocritical? Or hates boring people. It's impossible to conceal the smell. You can try smelling the vial if you don't believe me. The vial in her hand does smell of datura. It's something the other vials don't have. Her hand? Are we talking about this? Are we still talking about him? Alright. Bigender tuberose? Alright. Alright, thank you. I will be sure to use both of your pronouns. Unless I read that wrong. Alright, Sway. I don't think I ever decided on a voice for Sway. Yes, sir, a liar. I love it. Sway, does the shattered vial belong to you? She shakes her head. Or did you see anything? She shakes her head again. Mr. Inference, why do you insist on finding the owner of that vial? It seems like a designed accident, and the tear catcher is the connection between multiple cases. The drug that the Goodwins obtained from a doctor, the drug that Zanadia found while sorting through her husband's belonging, and the drug of DM's failed research. She's tuber is so true, that's what I'm saying. These three drugs linked to the infection in the children's hospital, the death of Zanadia's husband, and now Zanadia's death. And the link between these three incidents is Zanadia. I think someone broke that tear catcher on purpose, and it was probably meant as a distraction to confuse us. I'm gonna pursue that lead anyway. I intend to uncover the secrets behind all this. I don't know, I may have said this before on stream, but every once in a while I'll go look at my comments, like just in my analytics or like YouTube Studio or whatever, and I'll look at like all the comments on all the videos, and I don't know if you guys have never like owned a YouTube channel or like gotten comments or whatever, it'll show comments that were like flagged as like spam or like not appropriate, and then you can like select them. I actually need to go check again, because sometimes it'll flag things that are like completely not like bad at all, and sometimes they'll just be sitting for weeks and I'll approve them. I'll be like, sorry, I didn't see this. But sometimes it'll be like genuinely like things that are like inappropriate, like slurs or whatever, and I don't usually get those. I obviously don't comment slurs on my channel, guys, but the first time I ever got like a really bad comment that got like censored, I ended up deleting it, but it was on the first video I ever posted with my like what your Identity 5 main says about you, and I got called the R slur, because because of the line I said about Norton, and you probably want to steal his gender. Someone got mad at me for that and called me the R slur, and I was like, thanks. Yeah, obviously I deleted that, but it made me laugh because if it's not obvious with the jokes I've made, this channel is like a very safe space for like LGBTQ plus community, or at least I hope it is. I try to make it come off that way. If you feel unsafe, then please leave. I'm sorry. But just things like the two bros joke made me think of that, and I just want to share that story with you guys because it makes me laugh. Sway is so chill for someone who got buried alive. Yeah, honestly, she's cool. That's one of the S tiers that I was like bummed I never got. But it was also like for a character that I don't play that much and I have a bunch of stuff for anyway. So it's not like one I would like, I absolutely had to have, but it's just such a nice skin. I love Sway. I intend to uncover the secrets behind all this. I didn't read that. Drop the name, I'll deal with them. I deleted the comment, I have no idea who it is. And also, I don't want to start anything. I think it's funny. Obviously, I don't think it's funny if people go out and do that to other people, but to do that to me, I'm not encouraging you guys to do that. I'm not like, haha, let's have a laugh, send me slurs. But just like genuinely, if it happens once in a while, to me it's funny. Because it's just like, you're the clown in this situation. Like, you're the loser here, so I think it's okay to laugh at it, but obviously, you know, not if that's happening to people other than me, nor do I want it to happen to me. It's just, yeah. It was just a funny thing that I thought I would share. I may have talked about it 1 or 2 times in other streams. I don't think I've ever talked about it in a video, because I don't want it to be, like, a big thing, but it just made me laugh. It made me giggle. Someone broke that tear catcher on purpose. I'm sorry, I need to get through this. Earlier, I found a cotton thread behind the portrait. How long? Oh, this has been a 43-minute stream already. Earlier, I found a cotton thread behind the portrait that was connected to the tear catcher. Perhaps it wasn't the wind, but the portrait that made it fall. The tight thread between them broke, and so the tear catcher fell to the ground. They got mad over the most pathetic thing, too. I mean... Okay, like, maybe it was, like, I guess cringe, what I said, but, like, if you want to, like, I guess, if that's something you consider, like, a cringe statement, then that's the worst it is. But, like, I've said infinitely cringier things on this channel than that. And you know what? You know why I said that? Because I've had multiple people look at Norton and say that to me. Like, say that they want his gender. So that's why I made that joke, because I had multiple people tell me that. So, I'm just playing the messenger here. I've had multiple people tell me that, so it must be true. And I've had people say it was true in the comments, too, so... Liddy True squats down to look for clues. I have a ping. Oh, G-Man's playing Aeroplanist. He just played a game where all of the survivors were Aeroplanist. Little do they know, cringe is dead. I still feel cringe sometimes. But I'm glad that you guys like my channel. You guys don't make me feel cringe. I appreciate it. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'm a very anxiety-riddled person, so I'm always scared people are gonna, like, hate me. So I appreciate that y'all are so chill. They were uncultured, yeah. I'm just the messenger. I've had multiple people say that, so. Lady True squats down to look for clues. Found it! There really is a cotton thread on the ground. Was the tear catcher broken to draw our attention or confuse us, or perhaps it was a form of deception instead? I see to where, since if somebody says something mean to me, I just think to myself how funny it is that they're taking time out of their day to say mean things to me. Yeah, it's just like, I'm not about to like get political on stream, but I'm just saying if you cry about how upset people are, but get upset over something like that, I think you're the sensitive one. That's all I'll say, I'll leave it there, but... G-Man is easy to play. It was a funny game. Oh yeah, tell us how's Aeroplanist. I saw his gameplay, like how he plays, but I'm not gonna be able to play him today, so. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Why would no one here admit that it belongs to them? I think it might be because the drug and the tear catcher is linked to all of you. You're all liars. Is there anyone else with connections to drugs here that I should know about? Now that's required as a process. Now that's required as a process of elimination. I can't talk. His movements are random with his jetpack thing. I think you can just. Oh no, they are random, aren't they? I don't remember. I think I remember seeing something like that. That seems like it. I don't know. That's dicey. I'm kind of into it though. I think we should have more like RNG stuff. That's what I like about Postman, because like you kind of just have to work with the letters you're given. I mean, it's not like game breaking. Like nothing. You're not gonna get like a letter that's like so bad you can't do anything. But at the same time, I kind of like the random aspect. Firstly, Miss Goodwin, please pass me the vial by your waist. The children's hospital used a special drug to treat the children's infection, and the drug of the tear catcher has a similar smell to it, but they're not one and the same. Lady Truth takes a careful whiff of the true vials. Lady Truth is having a night. And then she passes them to the paranormal detective, who's similarly interested. They're like, all right, we gotta see, we gotta get. Come on, pass the drugs. So he has potential. I think he'll be good if you're good at him. I think he's gonna be like composer. No, this is me saying this not having played him. I think Aeroplanus is gonna be like composer, where everybody's playing him for a while for the like novelty of the gimmick, but then like nobody's gonna play him unless they're like actually like really good at him and like enjoy it past the novelty. I think that's how it's gonna be. But that's just my guess. The others seem very against it, and some even cover their noses with a handkerchief. The good ones have gone through a scandal once, so there's no need for them to expose their drug. I think the tear catcher doesn't belong to the good ones. Next is the paranormal detective. He really wandered into Castle Zanadia, nor does he know Zanadia or anyone else here, so he has even less of a reason to break the tear catcher and fool everyone. Well, maybe that's what he wants you to think. The same goes for Sway. She's a friend of mine who doesn't know Zanadia. She attended the memorial as a gesture of goodwill, but she has no reason to break the tear catcher. That's what she wants you to think. You're a horrible detective. As for Miss Succubus, she had a short relationship with Zanadia in the past, but they lost contact after Zanadia's husband passed away. I don't think Miss Succubus has enough motive. Two of the other people in this room have touched Zanadia's datura. One of them is me, and the other is Tubros. And the tear catcher with the smell of datura belongs to him, so we can rule out Tubros as well. I think they're all actively on drugs. Yeah, that would explain a lot. Listen, I don't know if I can say what I wanted to say on YouTube. I genuinely don't know if that's allowed, so I'm not gonna say it just in case. It's not anything bad, it's just I don't know their policy on talking about specific drugs, so we'll avoid that. Now that 6 people have been ruled out, only 2 who failed to provide a proper reason remain. Pastor and DM. It's probably DM. You truly deserve to be known as a famous detective. Who would have guessed I did something bad? Then let's narrow it down even more. There's something else everyone here is unaware of. DM showed me something special before this game began. Zanadia's autopsy report. According to the report, the cause of death was a special drug. When I questioned DM earlier, he had already identified the drug on the ground as a drug from a failed research project in the past. I would like to question you again now, DM. Please answer me truthfully. Are you certain that the drug in the shattered tear catcher is the drug from your failed research project? How can I not recognize something that I researched? Basically on its distinct smell and viscosity, I'm practically certain. It's based, but no, I read basically, so we're just gonna say it. Based? Emergency meeting, who's the imposter? Well, I think it's probably like DM like, provided the drug, but it's probably Pastor, because, like, I don't know, he, like, betrayed Orion or whatever. That'll be fun. I hope he has a long monologue I can do the sad, pathetic Victorian voice for. Didn't you preserve the remnants of the drug in the vial? If you have doubts, you are free to use my laboratory. A quick test would tell us if I'm telling the truth, wouldn't it? Dim is very candid. Alright, earlier you mentioned that the drug for your field research project might induce hallucinations and even cause death, correct? I saw Dim vent. Yeah. Indeed. And according to the autopsy report, the deceased's bilateral pupil constriction, which led to the conclusion that the cause of death was a type of drug. So, does that mean the drug responsible for Zanatia's death had hallucinogenic properties which caused the pupil to constrict? That is plausible. Dim crosses his arms before his chest and seems to be waiting for me to say the obvious answer. When the drug spilled on the rug earlier, well, I couldn't tell what kind of liquid it was. The first thing that struck me was its smell. It smelled very much like Datura. On this point, Miss Gooden was of the same mind during our prior conversation. I may have skipped a line of dialogue because I glanced away for a second. I'm genuinely not sure. Yes, they do smell alike, and you'll only notice the difference upon distinguishing them carefully. Of course, it belongs to the professional field, so it's understandable for most to be unable to differentiate them. Think about it. If this drug was placed with Datura, would an ordinary person like Zanatia be able to distinguish them? I've got it! Mr. Inference, you're trying to say that someone switched the Datura Zanatia used to maintain her focus with this drug, and Zanatia, who is busy writing, never had the thought or professional skill to distinguish if a daily item like that had been tampered with, and that's why she unknowingly consumed it and passed away. I nod and add my thoughts. DM reminds me of Nagito in the class trials acting a fool. I should play Danganronpa on stream. That could be really funny. Or really bad. That'd be awful. I'd lose so many subscribers. This is just a class trial. Where are my truth bullets? The killer is you! But that is merely a theory of mine. All we must do is take Zanatia's sketchbook to the lab and compare it against the drug remnants to verify my inference. He said it, he said the thing. Oh yes, please, as a Danganronpa fan. I only have the second game on Steam. Okay, update. Don't use this up thing to try and go over walls. It doesn't work. Oh no! That's something I would do. Thanks for telling me. Suddenly, Pastor bumps into a chair. What are you fumbling around about for? Only those closest to her know about her habits. Diem voluntarily disclosed this to me during our conversation. I'm inclined to believe the tear catcher does not belong to him. He has no reason to fill it with his own drug and direct suspicion to himself. Then there's only one answer. Play 1 and 2, don't touch V3. Well, yeah, but the thing is, I played it, well, okay, there's not enough time to play V3 leading up to, the crossover. That's like next week, but the second game, I'm torn between 1 and 2 which one's my favorite, because I think I like the cast of 2 better, but like 1 I like the environment more and like the closeness. Like it feels more tense when you're like actually in the like enclosed setting. But I do think that the second one has like the better characters and like arcs and stuff. That's how I feel about it anyway. I point my finger at Pastor. The killer is you! Mr. Inference, if Pastor's tear catcher contained the drug that killed Zanatia, then what would that mean? We'll have to ask the person who broke the tear catcher. I glance at DM. The tear catcher was broken on purpose, and everyone's tear catcher was handled by a single person and placed beneath the portrait, and I think he recognized the drug from the moment Pastor handed the tear catcher to him. He's just that confident with the drugs of his experiments. That person is DM. Alright, fine. It seems I have no choice but to admit it now. I admit that I broke the tear catcher. I've heard of a psychological condition where the murderer exposes the murder weapon to achieve some kind of gratification. The smell of that drug is truly too familiar to me. Even until the moment I gathered all the vials and placed them on the fireplace, I still couldn't believe that you had the guts to do that, Pastor. So I immediately took out your vial from the rest when the electricity tripped, because I really couldn't wait to see the look on your face when the murder weapon is exposed like this. Oh. Well, yeah. I like the contrast of the tropical island, too. I'm just saying that I think that the first environment, like in the first game, it builds better tension. I do like the contrast. I highly appreciate it. I'm just saying that I think that it's a little stronger with the... It may be more generic, but I think it builds better atmosphere. Both are very good, though. I like them both. I mean, I wish some things were written differently, of course. We don't even talk about... I don't remember what trial number it was. I think the third one... Yeah, the third one in the first game. That one's a mess. But I'm gonna try and keep things spoiler-free here, by the way, just in case there's anybody who... Monami's practice lesson is... That's the name of the OST song, right? I think it is, because, like, that's, like, one of my favorite songs. The emo Victorian actually did it? Yes. Sorry, I just realized I'm ruining the entire tension talking about Danganronpa right now. It's like, the killer is you! Hold on, we gotta talk about if we like Danganronpa 1 or 2 better. Who cares that he killed her? I want to talk about Danganronpa. Yeah, I may have talked about, I don't remember if I've ever talked about my hot take. My Danganronpa hot take. Well, I'm just gonna leave it at that and leave you guys in suspense, because I don't know. It is, okay, Monami's practice lesson, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember if that was something else, but I thought it was the song and the soundtrack, and I love that one. That's one of my favorite tracks. Danganronpa has really good music. Rimfall's absolutely silent again after our chat about Danganronpa. Only the pattern of the rain outside remains. You're wrong. Oh, I like how the music shifted to something more somber. I didn't do it for gratification. Pastor hides in the shadows at the corner, concealing his expression from us. However, the scene feels absolutely familiar to me. At the end of the novel, Erwin lurked in the shadows of Castle Umbra as well. And it was the moment he emerged from the shadows that Orion realized Erwin had betrayed him. I placed the drug in that tear catcher because I hoped it would seal my sin forever. And when I return to the kingdom of God, I will be able to cleanse my sins. Do you think DM Ken's Komeda? Oh, Komida? I don't know why. I don't know. I just read that wrong. Yeah, probably. Andrew, my favorite. He's my favorite voice to do. He kisses the necklace on his chest again. Please forgive me, Zenaida. Zenadia, I don't know why I just started like reading every single character's name wrong in the span of 2 minutes. What's wrong with me? Zenaida? What? Zenadia's husband was my uncle. The Count has told you all about it. I've been sick since I was a child. That's me being sick. He covers his face with his hands and then quickly covers his arm. But no matter how he tries to hide it, it's impossible to hide the patches of pale skin. I was born with this. But he shouldn't have been so mean about something that is beyond a person's control. He kept calling me an impure and unclean bastard. Oh, bummer. Sorry. Zendaya. I was close friends with Zendaya. No. He clenches his fist tightly. So that night, I followed my uncle and sneaked into his lab, and then I put on a pair of rubber gloves and electrocuted him to death with his equipment in the lab. A sad, wet cat of a man. Yeah. Oh no. He's just British. Yeah, guys, be nice. He deserved it. He should feel my pain. Later on, I met Zendaya. Later on, I met Zanadia, and only then did I find out that I wasn't the only one in the world who suffered my uncle's torment. But when I met her in person, I panicked. I just killed her. I just killed her, bro. Because I was afraid that she visited me with ulterior motives. What if she had evidence? I grew even more afraid. I'm afraid that she would find out I killed my uncle and publicize it. A clergyman killed someone out of hatred. What a joke. And it would only grow worse with time. And she stopped coming to church at that time. I couldn't stop myself from thinking in that direction. And the more it appeared in my mind, the louder the mocking got. They were like, ha 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 ha. That was the mocking. That was me. That was my mocking laughter. I gotta stop doing bits that I'm not fully confident in. They're so bad every time. These thoughts tormented me until I decided to visit her. She fully trusted me, and even thought I was concerned about her. I'm gonna reread that line. She fully trusted me and even thought I was concerned about her. She was busy writing during that time. Once I found out about her habits, I switched her to Tura, and you know the rest. Murder, baby. If you know what I mean. You know, I killed her, basically. His voice grows softer while the pattering of the rain against the window grows louder. You killed Zanadia just because you suspected she might know that you killed her husband? Not to mention that even if she found out, you should have turned yourself in instead of harming that family again. I'm sorry. Lady Truth is furious. Meanwhile, Sway steps forward. I still don't have a voice. It's just an excuse you made for yourself. As I said before, according to the file on Zanadia's husband, a lethal dose of a drug was found in the body of the deceased. I withheld the facts of this case due to professional ethic considerations. Now, out of personal ethics, I think I should tell you about it, Pastor. In fact, judging by the time I can't read. In fact, judging by the time the drug was in his system, he'd probably consumed it before you'd even killed him. So he was dead before you even attempted to murder him, and now that misunderstanding has taken Zanadia's life as well. You called her a good friend, yet you were so cruel to her. Pastor falls to the ground, sinks his head into his hands, and seems to be in great pain. Me too. Me every time I make a bit that fails. A while passes before he sobs. I say we forgive him. Apple, you're so right. It's not that I felt no regret. I have strayed from the will of God. I'm sorry, Zanadia. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I think he counters Night Watch a bit more experiments needed. God, I hope so. Not my Night Watch hatred on main. I know there's someone who like mains Night Watch in the chat, or I don't know if they're here, but they join my stream sometime, and I'm sorry. You're the exception. If you main Night Watch and you're my fan, I don't hate you. But otherwise, get out. Pastor did nothing wrong. Yeah, he's up there with Tribbin. Honestly. Oh yeah, it's you. Yay. Yeah, you're allowed to stay, but all the other Night Watchers are on thin ice. He closes his eyes and keeps saying that he's sorry. It's the end for you now. I don't know whether your God will forgive you, but I know the law will not. Oh, she's kind of badass. Whimpering, apologizing, you gotta pity him. Come with me, Pastor. I'm taking you in. Pastor did nothing wrong. Just like Tribbin, best character in 985. Exactly, y'all get it. Mr. Inference, please take the remnants of the drug and sketchbook with you for further investigation. The drug residue on the sketchbook is the best form of proof. Lady Truth? I was about to ask Lady Truth for the sketchbook when I noticed her lost in thought with the sketchbook in her arms. Mr. Inference? Yes, what is it? I unintentionally flipped to the last page earlier, and I found a handwritten draft written by Zanadia. It's a different ending that we overlooked. Amid the sound of breaking bones, the necromancer collapses. The flames of evil are gradually extinguished, leaving only wisps of smoke behind. After Erwin defeats the necromancer, he finally arrives below the world tree. The wind whistles through the valley and makes his blood-stained clothes flutter. You are without enemies now, child. The voice seems to come from the depths of the valley, and it echoes over and over again through the valley. Is it the world tree calling out to him? Pastor struggles free of sway and pauses at the sketchbook. His back trembles violently as he carefully picks up the page. Erwin couldn't help but wonder, is this the world tree's response to him? But at that moment, he feels a huge surge of energy Sometimes they don't translate this very well. He feels a huge surge of energy pours into him, yet he feels extremely light, like his entire body is wrapped within a soft leaf. I want to be wrapped within a soft leaf. That sounds fantastic. When he flies past the top of the world tree, he sees a flower bud growing from the withering leaves. Erwin finally understands that the world has been restored to its original order, just as he once believed. Everyone falls silent upon reading the ending to the story. Meanwhile, tears roll down Pastor's cheeks and drip down onto the draft. He seems pretty sad. The page spontaneously combusts when coming into contact with the tears, and even the sketchbook catches fire. Oh no! That's our proof. Elsa Goodwin manages to get a pot of water and extinguishes the fire. Nothing but burnt marks remain on the wooden floor. Perhaps this is also part of Zenadia's plan. It's getting more and more interesting. I squat down and take a swab of the ash with my finger and smell it carefully. I smell a chemical. Oh wait, I don't know why I just started making him serious. He's goofy, that's his voice. I smell a chemical. The sketchbook must have been specially treated. Zenani even planned out the ending for all of us. She wishes to give Pastor another chance, doesn't she? Oh, we're gonna forgive him. Yes. Forgiveness. Lady Truth and I feel a sense of melancholy. Mr. Inference, the only piece of evidence is gone now. It seems you've lost. Pastor, you still have to come with me and make a statement at the police station. Pastor struggles to get himself to his feet. I will go with you. Wait, I have a question before you go. Before I go, I'm gonna leave, sorry. The fire happened because they were on drugs too. Even the book was on drugs! No, we can't win. Mr. Inference, if you were Zenadia, which one of these two endings for Erwin would you have preferred? So much drugs, why? Because it's Identity 5. One is a traitor who chose to let the world burn. And the other is a savior who chose to let the world be reborn. We're rhyming, we're rapping. This is DM's rap. One is a traitor who chose to let the world burn, and the other is a savior who chose to let the world be reborn. Bars. Absolute bars. Guys, I think I should start a rap career. That was awful. But I'm not Zenadia. I can only represent myself, and I don't like either of these endings. They both suck. Evil should be punished according to the law, so I just like the first ending. Not even the most beautiful vision can make up for a person's wrongdoing, so I just like the second ending as well. Then do you like the ending here in Castle Zenadia? I gaze at the ridiculous pile of ashes and then glance at Pastor's dejected figure. Identity 5 becoming Euphoria? Well, that's why Zendaya's here. It all makes sense. I've never seen Euphoria, I just know Zendaya's in it. What would my rapper name be? Lil Ender, for sure. Or no, I should do like something Identity 5 themed. What's like... Lil Postman. Lil Postman main. Lil X A Badge Postman. Those are good. We'll workshop it. Oh wait, no, Lil Tribbin Liker. That sounds weird. No, what's Lil Tribbin Apologist. Enderbox the Beatboxer. Endernux. This is so good. I love this. It's okay, sorry. I got very distracted by the rap names. In the past, I wouldn't hesitate to say the only justice and punishment can change a person's nature. But now I may have doubts about what I used to believe in. Lil Nugs. Oh no. Oh, Lil New X. Lil Nugs. This is so bad. It's gotta have Lil at the start though. Oh, then what do you think is capable of changing a person's nature? For me, it's remorse. I think you should feel awful. Cool. Is that it? Are we done? I don't... Yeah, we stayed online a lot longer than 30 minutes. Oh, wow. What a story. Half of that was me just ranting. 90% of that was just me ranting, for sure. Can I do that? I can get all of my 3 clues from all of these. What a fantastic story, honestly. Oh. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Okay, well, that's fun. I might call it. Normally I do some matches after these, but I really wasn't well, I was planning to stream tonight, but I wasn't like as like mentally prepared for it. Well, I say that like I was mentally prepared for the other ones. In fact, I was pretty dejected at the start of the other ones, but Andrew got the good ending. I'm so happy. Yeah, we forgave him. Yeah, basically, I just don't think I have time for matches right now, but I was thinking of streaming, like, again sometime later this week, like, before next update, and I'll absolutely be streaming, like, the Danganronpa stuff. I have, like, no essence for it, though. So, that'll be entertaining, I'm sure. Yeah, so yeah, I probably am gonna call it. I know it's kind of early for my streams. This was a rather, well, I don't want to say it was short because boy golly did we spend a lot of time on something that really should not have taken that long. But can you do one custom match as a new character? Oh, I forgot I could do custom. We could see. Yeah, we could see. Where's, this? If it lets me. I'll try it. Yeah, sure. I'll test it out. I'll test out Aeroplanist before I go to bed. If he's here. Okay, let's see. We'll see what's up. I didn't think about that. Okay, yeah. I'll do that before I go. Such a good suggestion. I did not think about it. Okay. Oh, that's just normal custom stuff. I'm gonna try and find the hunter because since it's bots, I might as well just like mess around with kiting because I'm not even like trying to win this. I just kind of want to mess around with his mechanics. Okay, here it looks like the hunters. Hello? Why are you getting further away? Where did the hunter go? It looks like, can you select? It doesn't look like you can select your next flying direction. So it looks like, oh. Okay, so that's just the thing where you go up. I don't have like cooldown on. Oh, I can teleport. Oh. Oh dear. Me being awful at this game. Where do I? Hi. Hello. Look at me, please. Stop. Coordinator doesn't matter. Really? Okay, well, rescue. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, we're going. We are going. That was awful. Okay. Oh. Well, it seems like you kind of just have to work around it. Well, Blink predict, yeah. It seems pretty rough. I would probably want to play him in a real match, because I just don't think that this is gonna, like, do it any justice, because I'm kind of just goofing off. But honestly, I will say that it seems like he could be really fun, but I still think that it's gonna be like Composer, where it's gonna be a novelty for a while, where quite a few people will be playing him. But then after that, it's just gonna die out, and there's not gonna be that many people playing him. All right, we're going. We're going forward. Oh, okay. It's actually cool if you can rotate your camera pretty well, though. Like, to go the way you want to go. I don't know. It looks like it's pretty, oh. Well, it looks like it's pretty strong when I'm not being bad. It's a concept. I don't know. I don't think that that's I don't think that that's gonna do it any form of justice whatsoever. But I do think that that'll be a fun one to do like playing video or stream of at some point. But unfortunately, as it stands, I don't have the clues. That's what they're called. I don't have the clues, and I don't want to spend echoes on a character right now. So, yep, that's probably where I'm going to end the stream off for tonight. I know it's not as interesting as my other ones, but I just really don't have the energy to stream longer. Oh? What is Jimin up to? Hello? Oh, okay, so you got his S tier. It looks really good. Showcase. Well, Jimin's here now, I guess. Yeah, I probably will be ending it. Bye, good night, everyone. Good night, or good day, or whatever it is for you guys. It's definitely night for me. It's almost midnight. So yeah, I probably will end it. Where's but I will kiss to everyone. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm not even gonna change it to the ending stream, because we have the ending stream page, because we have Jimin here entertaining us. So I will probably just mute and end it momentarily. But yeah, thank you all for joining. Again, sorry it's shorter than normal, but I just really don't have the energy for more tonight. But I hope to, no promises, but I hope to stream later in the week at some point. So good night, goodbye, thank you for joining so much. See you.